That's the truth most people run from. We live in a world full of shortcuts, distractions, and noise. Everyone wants to win, but very few are willing to put in the grind that winning demands. You say you want to succeed, you say you have dreams. But how bad do you really want it? Because wanting it isn't enough, talking about it isn't enough, hoping for it, praying for it, manifesting it, none of that means a thing if you're not willing to work. You need to work harder. You're not where you want to be because you haven't put in what it takes. That's not an insult. It's a fact. The hours you've wasted, the excuses you've made, the comfort zones you've chosen to live in, they've all held you back. Every day you choose comfort over progress. You're making a decision to stay the same, and here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. People around you might tell you you're doing enough, but enough by whose standards? If you want to be average, then sure, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to be great, if you want to be remembered, respected, fulfilled, then you need to raise your standards. Stop measuring your effort against someone else's mediocrity. Hold yourself to a level that forces you to stretch, to sweat, to sacrifice. The grind isn't glamorous. It's not supposed to be. It's early mornings when your body screams for more sleep. It's late nights when the world is out having fun, and you're still grinding, still building, still chasing something bigger than yourself. It's saying no when everyone else says yes. It's doing what needs to be done even when nobody's watching. Especially when nobody's watching. There are people out there with less talent than you, less opportunity, fewer resources. And they're winning. Why? Because they outwork everyone. Because they didn't wait for permission. Because they showed up every single day and put in the reps, even when they didn't feel like it. Discipline beat motivation, consistency crushed potential, and guess what? That could be you. If you stopped making excuses and started making progress. You're not tired, you're uninspired, you're not overworked, you're underfocused. You don't need a break. You need a breakthrough. And the only way you're going to get there is by outworking who you were yesterday. You want confidence. Earn it. You want respect. Prove it. You want results. Go get them. But don't expect it to be handed to you. You owe it to yourself to go all in, not halfway, not when it's convenient, all in, every damn day. Because if you're not willing to work for it, you don't deserve to have it. And deep down you know that. You feel it, that voice in your head telling you to do more. It's not there to torture you. It's there to remind you of who you could be. So stop playing small. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending like you're doing everything you can. You're not yet, not even close. It feels good to be comfortable. It's warm, it's familiar, it's easy. But the truth is, nothing great has ever come from comfort. Growth doesn't happen when everything is going your way. Growth happens when you're challenged, when you're stretched, when you're forced to do things you've never done before. And that kind of change doesn't live in comfort. It lives in discomfort, in pressure, in pain. Most people get stuck because they chase comfort instead of chasing growth. They want results without resistance. They want progress without the process. But real growth demands sacrifice. It demands that you let go of what's easy and start doing what's necessary. That means getting up earlier than you want to. It means saying no to distractions. It means pushing through the pain, the fatigue, the fear. Comfort whispers, you're fine where you are. Growth shouts, you can be more. Comfort is seductive. It makes you feel like you've done enough. Like you don't need to do more. It tells you to slow down, to rest a little longer, to try again tomorrow. But while you sit still, someone else is out there moving forward. While you rest in comfort, someone else is building discipline in the fire. And when it's all said and done, that's the person who gets ahead. Not the one who stayed safe, but the one who stepped out and dared to grow. If you want to level up, you need to get uncomfortable. You need to do things that scare you. You need to take risks, face rejection, challenge your own limitations. That's how strength is built. That's how confidence is created. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, You're training yourself to get better. Every time you choose the harder path, you're building grit. And grit is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Stop waiting for it to feel easy, it won't. Stop waiting for the perfect time, it never comes. Stop telling yourself you're not ready. You'll never feel fully ready. You grow by doing. You grow by failing. You grow by showing up, even when everything in you says don't. The only way to get stronger is to break through what's holding you back. And most of the time, what's holding you back is the comfort you've gotten used to. Every day, you stay in your comfort zone. You're making a choice to settle. You're choosing average. But if you want to become someone extraordinary, you've got to get uncomfortable. You've got to work when you don't feel like it. You've got to study when you'd rather relax. You've got to train when your body aches. That's where the transformation happens, not in the comfort, but in the challenge. Not in the familiar, but in the fight. The next time you feel discomfort, don't run from it, lean into it. That's where your next level lives. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you wake up fired up, ready to crush your goals. Other days you don't feel like doing anything. If your actions depend on how motivated you feel, you're going to be inconsistent. You'll do the work when it's convenient, but you'll quit the moment it gets hard. That's why discipline matters more. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline shows up regardless. When you rely on motivation, you're gambling with your future. You're hoping you'll feel like doing what needs to be done. But hope isn't a strategy. Motivation is emotional. It's based on mood, energy, and inspiration. And those things are never stable. Life will hit you. You'll be tired. You'll be stressed. You'll face setbacks. And in those moments, motivation disappears. But discipline stays. It's the system that kicks in when everything else fails. Discipline is the ability to do the work even when you don't want to. It's waking up early when your body says sleep. It's showing up to train when you're sore. It's staying focused when distractions are everywhere. Discipline isn't exciting. It's not flashy. It's repetition. It's routine. It's choosing what you want most over what you want now. And that choice, made daily, is what builds winners. Look at the people who are successful at the highest level in sports, in business, in anything. But about creating a culture of respect. They're disciplined how they safety feel. They've trained their minds to follow through no matter what. That's what sets them apart. They don't wait for the perfect mood or perfect moment. They create momentum through consistent effort. That's what turns potential into results. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has goals, but the difference between those who make it and those who don't is discipline. Discipline is keeping promises to yourself. Discipline is showing up day after day, even when progress is slow. It's sacrificing comfort for growth. It's doing the work in silence, trusting that eventually the results will speak. It's not sexy, it's not Instagram worthy, but it works. Every time, you will not always be motivated. That's the truth. There will be days you want to quit, days when no one is watching, days when it feels like nothing is working. On those days, discipline is your only weapon. It's the habit that keeps you in the fight, the routine that builds your foundation. The mindset that separates the average from the elite. Stop chasing motivation. Start building discipline. Start keeping a schedule. Start showing up at the same time every day. Start doing the hard things first. Build a routine so strong that even on your worst day, you still make progress. Because in the end, it's not about who feels the most inspired. It's about who stays consistent. And consistency doesn't come from motivation. It comes from discipline. Potential is useless without action. You can have all the talent in the world, all the intelligence, all the natural ability. But if you don't show up every single day and put that potential to work, it means nothing. Potential is only a promise. It's the starting point, not the finish line. What really separates people who succeed from those who stay stuck is not how gifted they are. It's how consistent they are. Consistency means showing up, again and again, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about putting in the reps, trusting the process, and doing the work day after day. Anyone can have a good day. Anyone can put in effort for a week. But the people who win are the ones who keep grinding for weeks, months, even years, without quitting. They keep going when progress is slow. They keep showing up when no one claps. They understand that greatness is built through small actions repeated over time. There are plenty of people who were once labeled talented, promising, or gifted, but they disappeared. Why? Because they didn't stay consistent. They relied on what they had instead of building what they needed. They expected results too soon. They wanted shortcuts, and when things got tough, they faded out. Meanwhile, the consistent ones, the grinders, the disciplined, the focused kept climbing. Slowly, quietly, relentlessly, and eventually they passed everyone else. Consistency isn't exciting. It's not glamorous. It's boring most of the time. It's early mornings, late nights, doing the same things over and over. It's doing the work when no one's watching. It's saying no to distractions, choosing focus over fun, and sticking to the plan when motivation fades. But that's exactly why it works. Because while most people are looking for the next big thing, the next hack, the next burst of inspiration, the consistent ones are quietly building something real. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything right all the time. You just need to keep showing up. Consistency compounds. One workout doesn't change your body, but 100 will. One disciplined decision won't change your life, but thousands of them will. The key is stacking those small wins, one after another, until they turn into something unstoppable. You want to be better. Show up every day. You want to master your craft. Practice every day. You want to build something meaningful. Work on it every day, not when it's convenient, not just when you feel like it. Every single day, because repetition creates mastery, and mastery creates results. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. And habits are built through consistency. That's the truth, so stop waiting to feel ready. Stop chasing potential. Potential means nothing unless you back it up with action. Every single day, show up, do the work, stay the course, because over time, consistency beats everything else. Everyone has a reason why they didn't start, why they stopped, or why they never finished. Excuses are easy to make. Life gets hard, things get complicated, and the mind starts reaching for a way out. It whispers things like, I don't have time, I'm too tired, I'm not ready yet, or it's not the right moment. But none of those words build anything. None of those words move you forward. They just protect your comfort zone and delay your progress. You can tell yourself all the stories you want, but results don't lie. Results don't care about your feelings. They don't care about what you intended to do or what almost happened. They only reflect what you did. Period. Excuses feel good in the moment because they take the pressure off, but that relief is temporary. What stays with you is regret. You can't fake effort. You can't fake discipline. You can't fake results. You either put in the work or you don't. Too many people talk a good game but never follow through. They post motivational quotes, make big plans, set big goals, but when it comes time to execute, they disappear. Why? Because talking is easy, excusing yourself is easy, working every day through the boredom, through the pain, through the setbacks, that's hard. But that's where success lies, not in the talking, not in the planning, in the doing. The truth is, most of the time, the excuse isn't the real problem. The real problem is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. So we dress it up in excuses. We say we're too busy. We say we're overwhelmed, but deep down we know the truth. The work scares us. The commitment scares us. But the only way to beat that fear is to face it, not to run from it with excuses, but to meet it head on with action. No one ever became great by accident. No one ever stumbled into excellence by making excuses. Greatness is earned through effort, through hours of repetition, through sacrifices most people aren't willing to make. It's not about how perfect you are. It's about how relentless you are. If you fall, get back up. If you fail, learn and keep going. But don't sit around telling yourself stories about why it didn't work. Own it, grow from it, get better. That's how winners are built. You'll never feel 100% ready. You'll never have the perfect plan. Conditions will never be ideal, but none of that matters. What matters is what you do with what you have. Right now, you can make excuses, or you can make progress. You can protect your pride, or you can chase your potential. But you can't do both. So if you really want results, stop explaining, stop defending, and stop delaying. Do the work even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, especially when it's inconvenient. Because at the end of the day, the ones who get results are the ones who refused to let excuses speak louder than their actions. What most people call tired is often just mental clutter. It's not that you've done too much, shits that you've done too little of what truly matters. You've spent the day reacting instead of acting, jumping from one distraction to another, scrolling, switching, checking, worrying. That kind of scattered attention drains you. It burns your energy without building anything real, and at the end of it, you feel exhausted. Not because your body is broken, but because your mind is. When you're focused, even long hours feel lighter. When your attention is locked in, when your purpose is clear, time moves differently. You gain momentum, you feel progress, you finish tasks, you stay present. Focus isn't just about productivity, it's about energy. Because nothing drains a person more than indecision, distraction, and wasted motion. If you feel like you're constantly tired, unmotivated, or burnt out, ask yourself, what am I really doing with my time? Being busy and being focused are not the same thing. You can run around all day, look busy, and accomplish nothing meaningful. You can work long hours and still not move forward. Why? Because if your energy is scattered, your results will be too. Focus is about locking in on one thing at a time, giving it your full attention, and doing it with purpose. And the truth is, most people never do that. They try to multitask their way to success, but all that does is dilute their effort and exhaust their mind. You're not running out of energy, you're leaking it into notifications, into endless scrolling, into things that don't matter. Every time you get distracted, you lose momentum. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something that could change your life. Focus is a choice, and it's not always easy. It means cutting out what's comfortable. It means turning off the noise. It means sitting down and doing the boring, hard, focused work, even when everything else is calling your name. True fatigue comes from commitment to excellence, from pushing your limits, from chasing something bigger than yourself, not from checking your phone 100 times or working on 5 things at once and finishing none. So if you're feeling tired all the time, take a step back and ask, what am I really focused on? What am I pouring my energy into? Because that answer will reveal everything. When you get clear on your mission and eliminate distractions, you'll realize how much energy you actually have. You'll see that your tiredness wasn't physical, it was mental chaos. Get laser, focused on your goals. Set priorities, say no more often, do fewer things better, and when you do that, you'll start moving with power, with purpose, with clarity. Focus is the amplifier of effort. It turns ordinary work into extraordinary results. So the next time you tell yourself you're tired, stop. Look at your day, look at your habits. You're not tired. You've just been focused on the wrong things. Shift your attention, lock in, and everything will change. You've heard the truth. You've seen the pattern. Comfort holds you back. Discipline keeps you going. Consistency builds your future. Excuses steal your progress. And focus fuels your fire. These aren't just motivational lines, they are principles. Principles that separate the ones who talk from the ones who walk. The ones who hope from the ones who work. If you want to become more, do more, and achieve more, then you must stop waiting and start acting. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You need work, relentless, focused, disciplined work. Every single day. Because in the end, your results won't come from what you say you want. They'll come from what you're willing to do for it.